Part of the United States Navy. All the people assigned here who work here, everyone you see in uniform is a part of the Navy. We're active duty Navy sailors, and we're stationed here for anywhere from 2 to 3 years.
It would be cool sailing this thing, man. No engines. Sail power only.
A butt refers to the size of barrel. It's about 180 gallons can fit in that barrel. There's a butt. And then a scuttle is that hole that's cut in it. So it's a scuttle butt. And then if you didn't want your grog, you could sell it back to the ship for a small amount of money added onto your pay at the end of the month. The ceiling, okay? They'd be able to sleep about 200 enlisted sailors down there at a time. And they would do what's called hot ratching. They would switch. So you sleep for 4 hours, then I come down and you go back into work and I sleep in the same spot, section off area. Live oak is a very, very, very dense oak wood. Okay, and so together the 3 layers and the way that they designed how they put the layers together made it very, very difficult for cannonballs to puncture the hull of the ship. They did that with all 6 of the frigates that were built. To stay true to your aim, boys, which meant don't fire yet, wait until we're ready to fire. So the crew is ready, the guns are loaded, they're just waiting for the command. It's totally silent down here. We're about 300-400 yards away from the Guerriere. She's been firing at us. Her broadsides are starting to hit us. The crew can hear the cannonballs hitting the side of the ship. They're starting to get worried. They think their captain is crazy and he's lost his mind because we haven't fired at the ship yet. They know that they're talented enough and they're able to hit the Guerriere this close. But he hasn't given the command to fire. So one of the sailors runs up to the spar deck and looks over the side of the ship to survey the damage that we're taking. Well, he looks over the side of the ship and he notices that the shots from the Guerriere are sticking into the side of the ship and staying there, or they're just straight up bouncing off the side of the ship and landing in the water. He sees this and he turns around and yells to Captain Isaac Hull, "Huzzah! Her sides are made of iron!" The captain hears this and responds with, "Ironsides aye! Stay true to your aim, boys." There it is.
So for those just coming in, just come down to the central aisle, find a seat. We have another group coming in, and as soon as that group comes in and is seated, we'll be getting started.
My name is Mrs. Mahidable Dawes. It's be very rude to take you around and not even introduce myself. So, my name is Mahidable Dawes. It's a pleasure to meet you all. But you probably are very excited to see me because you know all about me and my famous husband, Mahidable Dawes, already, right? They teach cheaper in the American colonies. How dare they? That wouldn't possibly make anyone mad. We like cheap stuff, right? Famous people happen to die. Now, we call this area the Granary Burial Ground because he used to stand next to, guess what? A granary. We are really creative with names here, you've probably noticed, in New England. That's it. That's it. That's why everyone knows his name. It's the poem. It's not even the event that happened. It's the poem about the event that makes Portofear so famous. That's the secret. If you want to be famous, you need to put a source away. So Portofear never finished the Midnight Ride, but he doesn't get thrown in jail. He just gets stuck. But that leaves us with a problem because we love heroes. We love the idea of Paul Revere, the Midnight Rider, saving the day. Well, people with the others, just personal preference. Some people wanted this, some people wanted that. Just strictly personal preference. But you may notice a continuing theme amongst those. death. You're in a burial ground. It's full of dead people.
We are doing the Battle Trail, Lexington to Concord. Battle Trail.
This is on our way to Paul Revere's capture site.
But what was the cycle time for these guys to reload?
15 to 20 seconds.
Okay.
Right, each of the towns will be requested to recruit volunteers who will step forward from the pre-existing militias, right, to agree to get more training. Your average militia, they might get together once a month during the warmer months, so maybe about half a dozen times a year. These men now are going to be training 2 or 3 times a week. Right? And because it's so much more intensive now, they're taking time away from their regular livelihoods, you're going to have to pay them. Right? Not a whole lot, but you're going to have to make up their losses. And for that reason, not every town agreed to do this, but most would. And in order to address the time response problem, right, these men will be required to keep their weapon, right, their ammunition, a bladed sidearm of some sort. At that point, most did not have bayonets, but something like a hatchet or a sword, food, water, bedroll. Right, you keep all that equipment with you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Right, so that when you hear the alarm, which is usually the bell ringing in the center of town, you can just drop what you're doing and go to the crisis, whatever it may be, known to us as the Minutemen. The components, the working mechanism right here is the fire lock, or just the lock. Wooden stock in the barrel. You can take these pieces apart if you need to, replace it or fix it, but you're looking at it right here, lock, stock, and barrel. If you ever wondered where that phrase comes from.
Conquered. So drilling and practicing until it becomes muscle memory. Company, take care. Rest your fire lock. Shoulder your fire lock. Prepare to prime and load. Handle cartridge. Prime. Shut hand. Smoke. Charge with cartridge. Draw your rammer. Ram down cartridge. Return your rammer. Shoulder your fire lock. Make ready. Set. Fire. I saw how much smoke there was from one musket going off. Imagine 70 muskets going off. A lot of smoke, a lot of noise, a lot of confusion. Back then, muskets would have been a lot louder because if you're shooting a ball, there's more compression, more noise. We're not shooting a ball here.